and welcome to another episode of Reworked. I'm Dave, and today's project is going to be replacing the blower motor resistor in my 89 325 IS. My fan speed switch now only works on high since about a week ago, and that is a sure sign that the blower motor resistor has gone bad. This is an example of a blower motor resistor. This one is out of a parts car, and its job is to lower the amount of power that gets to the fan motor, thereby lowering the speed of the fan. It does so with these three resistors. There is no resistor for the highest speed, which is why the high speed works even when your blower motor resistor is bad. But these three coils each has a different level of resistance, and therefore the slowest speed of your fan is going through this coil with the most resistance. That leaves less power to the fan. Medium has this medium coil. Speed 3 has this lesser coil, and then speed 4, the highest speed, has no coil at all. And so this is located behind a hatch on the firewall, just below the windshield and the windshield cowling, and it's held in place by 4 7mm screws, and we'll also need to remove 2 10mm nuts to remove a wiring harness to get it out of the way, and 2 Phillips head screws to get another part of the wiring harness out of the way. So we're going to open up that hatch, pull out the old blower motor resistor, slide the new one in, and it's a pretty easy fix, and we'll be good to go with a fan motor that now works on all 4 speeds. So let's go ahead and start taking out the screws and remove that hatch. Alright, with the hood open, you can see the panel that we're going to remove in the firewall. It's held in by 4 7mm screws. They are here, down here, down here, and this one on the driver's side. Then we need to remove these 2 Phillips head screws to remove this part of the wiring harness, and then these 2 10mm plastic nuts to remove this part of the wiring harness, get it out of the way. We'll pull this panel out after we lift the weather stripping up to get it out of the way, and that will reveal the front of the blower motor. Alright, we're going to start with this 7mm screw. You can use a ratchet, or I'm just using this nut driver. Nut driver is better for when you put it back in, because you can press the screw into the threaded area. Be careful not to let these screws drop. Who knows what nooks and crannies, particularly behind the rubber insulation here, where a screw could disappear. And a 10mm for this wiring harness bundle. Alright, now for the driver's side, I'll take out these 2 Phillips head screws. Wire's a little bit in the way. Okay, so we can get that out of the way. Now the 7mm screws. We have one down here, just below that connector that we just moved. this one. Alright, so that's all 4 screws. All 4 of the 7mm screws. Now when you pull this hatch open, watch for behind these screws. There's a little plastic threaded block that is what the screw threads into, and it can fall out of the hole in the firewall. And if you don't have that little block to back up that screw, you don't have anything to mount it to. So we'll pull this part of the wiring harness off of the 2 studs, pull this one back, and out of the way. Now we can see the fan motor here, and it's what people call a squirrel cage fan. And we're going to undo these 2 little clips. Just pull the buckle, pull it down until you can unsnap. Get these 2. And now we can remove the fan cover. There we go. And now we can get to the blower motor resistor down here. So here's the blower motor resistor in place below the fan and above the coil. I don't see any debris down here, but take this opportunity to vacuum up any debris or blow it out if you see any in your car, and then spin the fan motor to make sure there's nothing rattling or getting in its way. So I'm going to pull the resistor out, and it's not held in place by anything other than the electrical plug. There we go. Had to get under it. So here's a comparison of the old one and the new one. Same design. New one seems to have slightly tighter wound resistor coils. And the 4 electrical connectors. You can see the old one has a little dielectric grease up here at the top. So I've got some of that, also called bulb grease, I'm going to put on. And you only want it up at the top. You don't want it down where the connections are going to take place, because this grease is non-conducting. So you can buy dielectric grease in a larger tube, but auto parts stores sell this small one called bulb grease for when you're changing out light bulbs on the car. So I'm going to get very little bit of grease, and I'm only going to apply it here at the top. And I'm going to use this little pick to apply some of it to the underside. The objective of this grease is, there we go, got those 2. Once we've plugged this into the outlet, this grease is going to stop moisture from getting farther down into the outlet. But again, if you have grease down here, your fan isn't going to work right. It may run slowly, it may not run at all for each of these speeds. Alright, so now let's install it. Alright, here you can see the 4 electrical connectors that this slides down onto across here. This wire looks like it's in the way, but it's not really. And there are no like grooves or anything that you slide this onto. We have a groove here, but that's at the bottom. Nothing holds this in place except the 4 prongs of the electrical connector. We just got to get them lined up. There we go. That's in place. Now I'm going to test the fan speed before I put it all back together. Make sure that everything's good. Alright, that all worked fine. So now we're going to reverse the process. Getting these straps back on can be a little difficult. Alright, I'm going to put plastic plate in. Just gotta wiggle it around until we can get it in place. Alright. Okay, solidly in place. Now we have to get this opening down over that. And you can just try pulling on it by hand, but I found that getting something like a tool like this hook can give you more leverage, and then you hold on to this little nub here. And pops right on. Get a little closer over here. Almost. There we go. So we got the cover securely on. Feels like it's in place. And now we'll put the hatch back on. Now to install the hatch, rounded edges go down, pull our wiring harness bits out of the way. Get it in place. Oh, I forgot to point out, here's one of those threaded inserts that can fall out. This one stayed in place. Alright, so we want to line it up best we can with the hole in the threaded insert there, and here's where we got it lined up with a hole in the threaded insert, and here's where a nut driver works better than a socket, because we can apply a little force into the screw instead of just turning it. Get one down here. Alright, that's kind of lined up. And we'll do the 2 Phillips head screws while we're on this side of the car. Don't overly tighten any of these as they're tightening into plastic. We can set the weather stripping back down. The hardest one to get to is going to be this one here, the back of the head. Again, hold on to this. Oh, About lost it. Hold on to the screw. There's a gap in the insulation here. If the screw falls into it, it's pretty well gone. And that insulation pad on the lower firewall and into the transmission tunnel is still available from BMW, but it's pretty expensive, like $300 or $400. So I bought one for another car. All right, last 7mm screw. There we go. Set the weather stripping. The two 10mm plastic nuts. And my nut driver, 10mm nut drivers on the other side of the car, so I'll just go ahead and use this. And don't tighten too hard, these are all plastic. And we're done. With that, we've got the blower motor resistor changed out. The new resistor is working fine. We tested it. All 4 speeds are available to the fan. So we're going to declare this fix a success. Thank you for watching. I'd appreciate it if you'd like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.